Hello, great people. Yeah, this is drums instructor again. Welcome you to my channel. Thanks for sharing, subscribing, liking, commenting. Thank you. I really like this because you're the one making it so beautiful. And today we're continuing with our groove series we started on the previous lessons, and we're still on two grooves. 2 on floor and 4 on floor, basic rock grooves everyone can play ever. And today I have other 4 hi-hat patterns. So 4 hi-hat patterns. All these hi-hat patterns are so basic, like everyone can mess around with them and sound so cool and great. And today I want to introduce to you more 4 hi-hat patterns so that you can add achieve more into your archive. So let's just dig into our lesson for today. And our hi-hat pattern of today, we're having again quarter notes on our hi-hat. Hey, what amazing is this? Quarter notes. But now, except we're having a quarter note on beat 1, another quarter note on beat 3. So take note of this. The first quarter note is on beat 1, another quarter note is on beat 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of that. So I want you to watch out this. And I'm explaining now this or demonstrating this with our first groove, which was 2 on 4. And before I continue, if you've just digged into this lesson and you missed the previous one, please, I encourage you first go and watch out the last lesson we did on this series, and so that you can catch up with us. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Subscribe, like, share, and leave even a comment. It works for me and to know how our progress is. But let's quickly try to do something with our lesson today. So I'm having 2 on floor right now. You're familiar with what 2 on floor is, and I don't need to explain any other further. But now let's just go to our hi-hat variation or hi-hat pattern. We're having hi-hat on 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, like that. Now let me play the whole groove. So like that. So sounds so basic. Now after you like, okay, I'm okay with that. Let's go. That's our first hi-hat pattern for today. Then let's go to the next hi-hat pattern. So the second hi-hat pattern, we're going to mix up the quarter notes and the eighth notes. 8 notes with the quarter notes. So you have a quarter note on 1, 8 notes on 2, another quarter note on 3, 8 notes on 4. So we have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and yeah. For those who are familiar with jazz, and this is so familiar with jazz. So tan tan ta ta tan ta tai tita tai tita. But now, cause when rock, we don't need straight time. We don't need to swing it. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, and ta ta te ta ta te ta ta te, like that. So let me demonstrate for you this. 2 on floor, still, and 2 on floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. So simple, like so simple. Yeah, that's our second hi-hat variation. Hope you're following. Let's go on our third hi-hat variation. Now this is a vice versa of the second hi-hat variation. Now we having eighth notes on beat 1, quarter note on beat 2, eighth notes on beat 3, quarter note on beat 4. So it is 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, ta 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 ta, kind of. Let me demonstrate it on our 2 on floor groove. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very simple. Now let's try to go further, and we'll try to do our last hi-hat pattern, and these will be 16th notes. Yeah, you might not be able to be familiar with 16th notes, but 16th notes are 4 notes, and those 4 notes must be played in 1 beat. So play them in 1 beat. So if this is my quarter note, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, like that. So 1 beat, 4 notes. Ta 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 fa te fe ta fa te fe ta fa te fe. Or you can count the other way. 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A. 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A, like that. So B, 1 E and A. But now you can decide to increase the speed. So like that. So let's go now to our second groove. So our second groove, that is 4 on floor, and I'm demonstrating from the first pattern. Now you're familiar with the pattern, so I'll just pass through and you get the idea. 1 2 3 4. Our second hi-hat pattern, we having quarter note on 1, eighth notes on 2, quarter note on 3, eighth notes on 4. 1 2 3 4. Like that. Our third hi-hat pattern, we having quarter notes, eighth notes on 1, quarter note on 2, eighth notes on 3, quarter note on 4. 1 2 3 4. Our last hi-hat pattern, we're having 16th notes, 4 notes in 1 beat. 1 2 3 4. Like that. So hope you got something in this simple lesson. We still at beginner's level. Everything is so basic, and I encourage you, please practice, 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 practice. The more you practice, the more you be differentiated from other people. The more you be given another name. Like you find yourself. So just work harder and harder. And the next time we'll be looking at the open hi-hat using 8th notes. So we'll learn to open our hi-hats in our grooving these two grooves, now applying the open hi-hat on 8th notes. So as usual, remember, no one have monopoly on wisdom. You can make it. So let no one discourage you. Just know you can make it. Peace.